What do you tell the guys this week to keep them motivated, to keep them engaged in this process and making sure that you guys stay number one in the pairwise?
Well, I think there's one thing before that. We want to own the Penrose Trophy outright. That's the first thing. We have a chance to have a share of it right now. We want to control our own destiny and win it outright. Obviously, the second thing is to stay where we're at in the pairwise as far as being the top spot. That's a big deal. But most of all, it's about keeping momentum on where we're at here. In order to do the things that we want to do, you have to win 2 games on a weekend. And knowing that, you have to keep your foot on the gas and be sharp in all the habits and details starting from Monday to Saturday night. So it's about keeping momentum on how to win 2 games.
How do you juggle keeping, getting guys rest and keeping them in the lineup? How much is that going through your mind right now?
It's huge. It's huge. I mean, there's a lot of things. Like energy is a big deal this time of year. And, I thought on Saturday that we kind of maybe dropped. They did as well. I think it was a hard, heavy weekend. A lot of energy spent, physical, and not a lot of time and space out there. But I thought Saturday both teams kind of dropped a little bit. So it is. You got to be sure that you're cognizant of having energy for both games on the weekend, and then also injuries too. You're playing hard, heavy games on the weekend, and then if you're doing it in practice, and you have to compete hard in practice to be sharp. That you don't get hurt in practice either. So rest is a big thing, and also kind of making sure that you monitor your practices to get the work out of it that you need to, but yet stay short.
How much have you had to manage that the past 2-3 weeks with some guys getting sick and all that?
Yeah, we have, and it seems like each week it brings a new Monday or a Tuesday where somebody is not feeling well, and that's the time of year. And we're not the only ones going through it. I know other programs have it too. So, you got to manage that, and then you got to run your practices accordingly. And I guess, for the first time all year, this week we have everybody available, which is a good thing, knock on wood. So again, like I said, you can't control the flu viruses and different things like that, but hopefully we can stay away from both the physical injuries and the flu viruses.
You guys announced a Hobie Baker candidate for your campaign for Jordan Kawaguchi. And I talked to him before his sophomore season during media day, and he said that he wasn't prepared for college hockey, but it seems like he's made a huge.
For sure he has, he has, and that's on him. I mean, he was an older player coming into our league, playing 4 years as junior, as a 20-year-old coming in, and now it's another level. It's a higher level. It's where you're playing against 22, 23-year-olds, and I think he'd be the first one to admit, physically he probably wasn't ready for that next step. We always know he has the God-given skills, the gifts he has, in his skill set. But when it came to his body, he needed to get to another level, and he did that, and he continues to do that. So, hats off to him on that. And I think the biggest word, again, like I tell you guys all the time, consistency is the ultimate compliment you can give a player, and he's brought consistency all year in his game, which kind of pushes the bar with the rest of our group.
Has he exceeded or met your expectations?
Well, I wouldn't say ever exceeded, because I think you always have another level you can get to. But he's kind of met the expectations that we expected him to be here at North Dakota. I think there's still another level he can get to, and I think he'd be the first one to say that too. So he's always pushing the bar, and he's always trying to get better every day, and he's bringing everybody else up around him as well, and that's the main thing.
One thing I've noticed about your team this year is in all the press conference stuff, I've never heard the word I. It's always we, us.
And our. We, us, and our. We, us, and our. And, we all of our staff says that. Him as a leader says that. And again, I grabbed him yesterday knowing that this campaign was coming out, just out of respect to him, and asked him, here's what's coming. Are you good with it? This is what we do to, show the rest of the nation, especially, we play against a lot of the Western teams. We don't get to play against the Eastern teams, so they really, haven't had exposure to you. Are you good with us throwing that out there? And he goes, number one is I want to do whatever's best for the team, but whatever you think, Coach, what you have to do going forward here. So he's a humble guy. He would be never tooting his own horn, but at the end of the day, we have one of the best players in the nation in our group here.
How's Gavin progressed here? You said everyone's available this week.
Yeah, so he went through a couple of days of practice last week. I thought he was good. There was no deviation from his play as far as going backwards. His conditioning wasn't up to par last weekend as far as getting him in last weekend. He went skated hard every day this past weekend. He got into practice Monday, Tuesday, and today, and he looked very good. And he looks like he's got a lot of energy, and he's ready to play this weekend.
How vital is him to have energy considering the role he plays?
I think it's huge. I think when you look at the year ahead, and I think Smitty and Sendo, they keep themselves in great shape. But again, they've been playing every game too here, and it's nice to have a guy that's kind of has some fresh legs and some energy to get on his line to play again here.